Good evening, everybody, and welcome into the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show. We are live on WBON TV and the stations of Wallingford Broadcasting, WRV, WEKY, WKIC. So all kinds of different places to find us. It is, and it can get confusing when you're on 4 or 5 different stations every single day, Samantha.
Hey, I think you like it, but now I'd have to write that down because I'm not used to saying it like you are. I'd be like, WK. I'd have to write it down.
We are live here on WBON TV. Appreciate you being with us, folks. It's a great night for some local sports talk, and we've got a lot to get to.
There's a lot.
Including a second-place finish in the state golf tournament by Elizabeth Eberle.
A sophomore. So there's going to be great things coming out of her for her senior year. She could win it.
Well, you and I talked about it with her today. You know, there's been a lot of really good golfers down the line at Madison Central. And you look, you've had Mackenzie Neal, who's at Morehead State.
Yes.
You got Maddie Joe over at EKU. She's having a good first year over there. And, you know, it's a lot of stuff going on with this Madison Central golf team. They've got
and the girls won the state. What was it, like 5 years ago?
Yeah, not been that long.
Yeah, no, they still got their picture up.
So, Elizabeth, congratulations to her. Samantha and I did speak with her earlier today. We've got an interview with Coach Prothrill, the new head baseball coach over at EKU. In our new segment called Where Are They Now, Micah Swim from Estill County, who's going to be playing over at the University of the Cumberlands in February. Their football season moved to the early part or the late part of winter, early spring, depending on how you look at it there. So we'll hear from him. We've got the Mad Pink game to recap and volleyball. We got middle school girls basketball. We got football. Yeah, a lot to talk to. Exactly.
Any emoji you want to put out there, we're going to talk about it today.
Well, let's start the show off with Elizabeth Eberle, who was second place in the state golf tournament. Well, Elizabeth, congratulations, finishing runner-up in the state golf tournament. And before we get into the tournament itself, how confident were you heading into this tournament?
I was just very happy to be able to play because it was a big accomplishment to me to even make it out of regionals. But I was just hoping for a solid tournament. I wasn't expecting to, place good at all. I thought I'd be, top 20 maybe. I don't know. I wasn't expecting to get runner-up at all.
Elizabeth, the first day, you ended up in the lead. Tell us, how did that feel?
I wasn't expecting it. I just tried to play steady golf the whole time and not think about my score. And then when I finished and my dad told me I was in the lead, I was just like, oh my gosh, I was not expecting it. And it was exciting and it was nerve-wracking, but it was cool.
Well, being down there in Bowling Green, we were at the football game Friday night. They announced over the speakers that you had the lead after day one, and everybody went crazy. What did it feel like knowing that you had the support from everybody that wasn't there, even though you were, some 3 or 4 hours away?
It was really exciting because, I got so many texts from my friends and people telling how proud of me they were. And I knew that no matter how I played the second day, I was still going to have a great experience and a great tournament because it was just so cool getting that support from everyone.
So day 2, you had to play in the rain. Do you like the rain? Do you play better in the rain? How was it? Some people hate it.
It wasn't that bad. It wasn't hard rain or anything, so it didn't bother me that much, and it just kind of kept it cool, didn't make it hot outside or anything. So it was good. I liked it.
Well, you had to go into the playoff for the final round. How did you feel during that? Were you nervous at all heading into the playoff?
I wanted to win, but I knew that no matter what happened in the playoff, it would still be a great tournament either way. And I was just hoping for the best and trying not to think about it and just hit some golf shots and hope it turned out my way.
Well, I know that, you're just a sophomore, so you have to be pretty excited knowing you've got 2 more years. You feel confident that you're going to stay in that top 5 and not win it someday?
It definitely boosted my confidence for the state tournament in the future. And just the way I played there, that's a really hard course, and it gives me confidence that it's not going to be that hard for me because I've already played good there. It gives me a lot of confidence going into the next couple of years.
Well, Madison Central's girls golf team have had a lot of successful golfers over the last couple of years. You had Maddie from last year, Mackenzie Neal from a couple of years ago. Have you spoken to any of those girls to maybe get some advice or maybe ask them how they improved even after such a successful early part as your sophomore season. Have you maybe spoken to them this weekend about how you can improve going into the latter years?
I've talked to all of them a bunch this weekend because they've been texting me. But Mackenzie actually told me that I just need to play golf like I know how to, and how whatever happens, happens. And Maddie Joe, they're all just very supportive of how I am playing. And I just think that the next couple of years I just need to play my game, and whatever happens, happens.
Well, now I know you've done other activities in the past. You've been involved in dance and other things. But now, have you decided now you're just going to focus on golf? Do you hope to play in college and even further that aspiration someday?
Yeah, I've pretty much decided golf is what I want to do, and I'm hoping to be able to play in college. That's my goal.
So now that this tournament's over, what do you do from here before next season?
Well, I have a lot of individual tournaments planned. Like this weekend I have one, and I'm just going to be trying to go to the gym, get stronger, and just come back stronger for next season.
Now, okay, so everybody's got nicknames. I know a lot of people call you E. So is that your only nickname? Does your teammates call you a nickname? Or what all did they say to you? You talked about talking to some of your former teammates, but what did some of your teammates say to you this season? And what do they call you?
Well, I don't really have a nickname, just E and E-Dog. And I don't know. My teammates, we all just tried not to, we didn't talk about it a lot. We just tried to go, we went out to dinner and just had fun. And I just didn't want to think about it too much and get nervous. But obviously they were all proud of me, and I was proud of them, even though they didn't play very good.
Well, Elizabeth, congratulations. You can now add 2020 golf tournament state runner-up as another nickname for you, and we look forward to seeing how things go. Sometime this off-season, before it gets too cold, Samantha and I want to catch up with you and maybe get out there on the course and see if you can teach us a thing or two if you've got the time.
Okay.
We would love that. Now, we might be sore the next day.
Well, congratulations, Elizabeth, once again, and I look forward to seeing how things go for you. Keep us up to date on how those tournaments go during the off season, and we'll be back with you hopefully sometime soon, okay?
Okay, thank you, guys.
Thanks, E.
What a great, and she's a good interview. For only a sophomore, she did pretty good in that interview. I mean, I know a lot of times we get some of the kids on the show, we talk to them. They get a little nervous when you ask them a question, but she was ready for it.
Spot on. And I love that they call her E-Dog.
That's a good nickname, yeah. I'll tell you what, some of these people playing golf against her might agree with that nickname because she was a dog out there playing really good golf. And, sometimes you think about that, you think of somebody who's, real tough and gritty, but she just went out there and she did her job. And E-Dog, I think it fits her description of her because of how good she is on the golf course.
How well did she hold up until that final moment? I mean, she was in the lead, then they were tied, went into playoff, and she lost in the playoff. So big things expected from her.
Confidence is going to be very high for that young lady for 2 more years, and expect her to continue her success on the golf course. We also had some high school football over the weekend. Madison Central falling at home 23-10. It's the 3rd straight loss for Madison Central. And listen, I know there's a lot of stuff that's going on right now with this football program. I don't like seeing it. It worked because listen, I've been doing Central football games for 6-7 years now. I don't like seeing what I saw on social media over the weekend. I understand the frustration with it. But listen, this is still a young football team, and their defense is playing really well. The offense hasn't caught up to the defense yet, but you've had a lot of moving parts back there. You've got a freshman still getting used to some high school reps. You've got a junior in Snyder who's coming back from injury. He's playing very well.
He is. He's playing well.
Just
you hear them announce his name over the speaker every other play.
It upsets me when I see this stuff going on because I love all these players. I love all these coaches. I've got a great relationship with all these coaches. And, as announcers sometimes we can get caught up in the game. What I saw on Friday, listen, that last drive when they were moving the ball down the field kind of in the hurry-up offense, it looked really good. And I even said at the end, maybe that's something that we can do more often. You don't see a lot of high school. You got to have like a pro system to do it, an up and down, no huddle offense the entire time. I don't recommend doing that.
especially in high school.
But you've got a lot of kids out there at Madison Central that can make plays for you. And I think that give Coach Centers and this coaching staff enough time. Let the coaches coach, let the parents cheer, let the players play, and let's get over this little issue we've got over this weekend. I understand it. As a parent, you get frustrated.
That's what I was going to say. They're a little frustrated. It was such a bad season last year, and then you don't have the best season again this year.
It ain't over with yet.
It's not over, but they had some high hopes, I think. So.
Well, here's the thing, too. You got to keep in mind, they're still working out the kinks of only having, a month or so to practice. And then you had one of your starters. You lost to a terrible tragedy over the summer. So, listen, guys, keep your heads up. I've still got faith in this team. I've still got faith in these coaches. I think they'll be fine. I just hated to see what I saw over the weekend because I don't want there to be any added drama to this program.
Yeah, they don't need it. But they got to stop the turnovers. They had 2 in the first half. Maybe it was even in the first quarter. But, I mean, they've got 12 on the season.
Well, one thing that Coach Centers told me a week ago when I talked to him was they're close, and they're still close. I mean, you lost 23-10 against Oldham County. Oldham County's a good team.
They're good.
Sam Young is a dandy of a quarterback.
Yes, boy, can he throw the ball. He's a double threat.
Sam Young is going to play football at the next level, and for the defense to play the way they did against him. Listen, Central will be fine. They'll figure it out. You give them a couple more games. I know they've got another big game coming up this week against GRC.
Yes, GRC.
They'll have a good game plan in place, and they'll be ready for Azariah Israel. They'll be ready for him, the great GRC running back. And I think this team will be fine. I think they'll be ready for the postseason.
Yeah, Clark County's only 0-4. So our hopes are high that they're going to win this game. I think they played Bryan Station last week.
35-21, and Bryan Station's off to a great start.
Yeah, so it was a good game, but, I mean, who knows? This could be a win.
Madison Southern, another win for them, and an interesting win. They had a 29-0 lead at the end of the first quarter, and when me and Tom got the score report, when Tom and I got the score report there from Don and them doing the game, we even said on the air, well, that might be a running clock situation. Well, in the third quarter for them, our game was coming to an end. And John texted me and said, we're only up like a touchdown or so.
They had a lighting issue.
Yeah.
We were worried it was an injury, but it wasn't, thank goodness. But, lighting. Who would have thought? 20 minutes waiting on lightning.
So you had that, and then you had the Woodford County Yellow Jackets put a pretty good run together. You take that first quarter away, and Southern comes home with a loss, but credit for them getting out to that great start. They hold on and win 29-27 over Woodford County, and the Eagles now back-to-back wins. They'll be back at home this week as they take on West Jessamine. And West Jessamine's a pretty good team, Samantha.
They are a great team, and this quarterback likes to throw it. Last week, they played Scott. Not Scott County, but Scott. They had a 62-23 win. He was 19 for 37, 457 yards passing.
Now, I do think Southern, like Central, has a really good defense. One thing that Southern has done well this year, they played the good quarterback over at Collins a few weeks ago.
Yes.
They did a good job against him. But they've allowed some big plays. They'll have to stop that. They'll have to keep that to a minimum against West Jessamine. But another thing, too, I think if you're Southern, you want to run the football and you want to kind of control the time of possession in this game because Southern has a lot of guys that play both offense and defense, and you don't want those guys to get worn down on one side of the ball. You want to have them out there refreshed and ready to go. So I think that'll be key for Southern to control the clock this week as they take on West Jessamine at home.
As a fan, it's fun to watch Cole Carpenter blow it out. Let's just see him air it out a few times.
Well, and Cole is off to another good – he had a good game against Woodford County.
Yep.
I think that Cole's only going to get better. Each and every game he goes out there, when he sees more defenses, when he gets more reps, and he's got weapons, I think Cole's going to be a really good quarterback. It may take him a while to reach that level of, okay, this kid's going to play college football, but he's got the coaching staff, he's got the size, he's got the talent to where if everything kind of falls into place, we could be looking at another quarterback that's going to be playing college football for the Eagles.
That'll be fun. That'll be great. Boy, I tell you, he's off to such a great start. He's got so many weapons there to help him out. It's going to be fun to follow them this season. It's quite opposite of Central, Yeah.
Well, Central, they're still trying to figure out the quarterback position. You got Cannon Sanders, who's been injured. Story's been in there, looks good at times. I think that what you have to do is you got to figure out which guy you're going to go with. And both those guys are good football players. Story's a great athlete.
Yeah.
Cannon's a great
Centers
athlete.
was what, 0 for 6 this past week?
Yeah, but Cannon,
So-
he's still injured. You got to keep that in mind.
That
He's
is
still
true.
injured.
Ankle,
he's
not
coming off.
knee.
He's coming off the
Was
injury.
the knee last year, ankle
Yes,
this year.
and that's and he's still trying to get the reps out there. So you got to be careful with him. I think whichever guy is not the quarterback, there is a place for him on the field. Now with Nate, if it's back on defense, then he's a guy that's very important out there. With Cannon, I don't know where you could put him at. I mean, but he's a good enough athlete to where he could play tight end, he could play somewhere on defense, and he can make plays for you. So I feel like either one of those guys, if they're not the quarterback, there's a spot out there for them where they can make an impact. But I think if you just give them more reps, let Cannon get healthy, let Nate figure out, what is the best route combination for my wide receivers, let him get a few more reps with some of these younger guys, I think the offense can really figure it out and get going.
Well, then you got do you keep going with 2 quarterbacks, or do you just stick with
See,
one?
I've never.
I think I'd stick with Nate at this point.
Well, Nate's a little bit more of a dual threat guy, whereas
Right.
Cannon's more of a pocket presence.
Yes.
But again, with Nate, he's an important defender. So if
You're going to win either way.
Exactly. So I think no matter which one of them it is,
Yeah.
you got to leave them out there and let them figure it out themselves.
Yeah.
So that's going to be, I think, a tough situation for the next couple of weeks. But we're in the midst of district time. That's the hardest part about it.
That's right.
Normally, you've got a few games at the early part of the season to figure all this stuff out. To have to figure it out right in the middle of the district games in a shortened season, it's a lot harder to do all that.
And sorry, I brought us back to Central because I know we went to Southern. I whipped it back around. Sorry.
Let's
with
move over to Estill
quarterbacks.
County now. Estill County, after having 2 games canceled in the early part of the week
COVID.
because they are in the red for the current incidence rate, they had a game against McCreary County, I think, canceled because of COVID numbers, and then another game
Taylor.
against Clay County. They had scheduled Clay County last Monday. We had promoted that.
Okay, yes.
I had already worked it out with the AD over at Clay County.
There's so many.
There are a lot of moving parts right now. But we had approval to go over there and do the game. Well, Clay County had to cancel for the same reason.
Okay.
That was Wednesday night. So it was on Thursday when Coach Markham put on Facebook,
Who can
it's
play
so
us?
disappointing. We don't have a game now. And then, we do have a game against Taylor County. I think he's friends with the coach over there or somebody over in the Taylor County school system. So they got it worked out.
That's
to
when
make
it's
the
nice
long,
to have coach that are friends.
Yeah.
Hey, can you play us?
They had to make the long drive over to Taylor County, though. That's a long
How long
trip.
is that?
I think it's over
2
2-hour
hours?
drive from Estill County.
Yeah, that's rough.
Taylor County defeated the Engineers by the score of 47-13.
And that's a long ride home.
Yeah, it is a long
with
ride
a
home.
loss like that.
Tyne East played okay. The East was 5 of 9 through the air, did throw a touchdown, 63 yards passing. But Estill County has been so good on the run that it was hard. They couldn't get the ground game going against Taylor County. Only 104 rushing yards after 3 big rushing games in those first couple of games of the year. So for Estill County, or for 2 big rushing games in the first 2 games of the year against Breathitt County and Lynn Camp. So they couldn't get the ground game going. But here's the thing. They weren't really prepared to play Taylor County.
No, you got what? 2 days.
A day and a half, really, yes.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they had no idea.
One
Scouting
night of
report, they had to
practice.
kind of put it all in real quick.
Yeah.
I think if you're an Estill County fan, you're just happy to see your kids out there.
Yeah, I think so too. You have to be.
You're upset that.
Because you're thinking we're not going to get to play a game this week.
Yeah. And Coach Markham was the same way. He's like, man, it's
We're
so
doing
hard right now.
everything that we can.
And the outbreak that happened over there, this is not really sports related, but it was in a nursing home. That was one of the reasons why their numbers were so high. And that has nothing to do with the high school or nothing to do with the kids out there on the football field. So you feel for them, you feel for Coach Markham, Coach Boone, but
because they're doing everything right.
Well, here's the
we
thing.
think. They
Normally,
say they are.
at this point of the year, you're just worried about your guys being ready for those district games and everything else. You're not worried about staying up late at night. You're not watching film. Now you're having to schedule games.
Yeah.
The day before you play the game.
Right.
So it's a very stressful time of year, especially over there in Estill County, where the numbers keep going up, and it becomes increasingly harder to get through a football season.
And what's scary is every county's numbers are going up.
Yeah.
So people, we just want to keep encouraging you. We say it every Monday, wear your mask.
Wear your mask,
Wear your
social
mask.
distance.
I got mine right here.
Yes, and I've got mine here. Like, if Samantha and I, if she gets too close to me,
if I get close to you,
I'll kick you, and then I'll put my mask back on.
just leaning back.
Berea, another tough loss for them, 51-0 against KCD. And Kentucky Country Day is a great football team. No shame in losing that one. They're 3-1 on the season, KCD is. But for Berea, again,
wow.
first-year coach Tony DiGregorio, a couple of players stepping away from the program. One of them, Tanner Hayden, who's getting a lot of scholarship offers. That's a big loss for the Berea football team.
Yeah.
But as we follow this situation more closely, again, I want to remind folks, listen, let the kids play, let the parents cheer, and let the coaches coach. It's I don't like to see the stuff that goes on off the field that affects the program negatively.
Well, when you got two kids quitting,
it hurts the program. It really does. And you know,
would you allow if you had a son playing? Would you allow him to quit mid-season?
Here's the thing. There's some more stuff that goes into that. I don't want to really get into it right now. But I just hope Tanner Hayden can continue getting these scholarship offers and he can play football at the next level. Jaden Smith was the other kid. He's a really good basketball player. So now he can really focus his attention on basketball.
Because it's getting ready to start.
And for Coach DeGregorio, he can focus on the kids that are still within the program and try to figure out ways to get a couple of wins before this season comes to an end. Because there was so much excitement and momentum after last year's season. You know, and some of that's been taken away from this program.
District games
exactly.
Before early season.
But some of that's been kind of pulled away from this program. I think that Coach D will have these guys playing well at a certain point, but with everything going on, again, a shortened season and all this stuff, a small school that doesn't have a huge talent pool to choose from.
Right.
Now you lose one of your best players. You got to just focus on teaching these guys how to play and try to building toward next year.
Yeah,
now.
and they play Eminence, I believe, this Friday night. So they're 2-3.
Yeah, it's going to be another tough game, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
It's now time for our first commercial break. Folks, we are live here today at Campus Warehouse. They're over here next to Buffalo Wild Wings in the Richmond Center. And they've got some really cool deals right now. They got candles, some cups, some keychains, all those 25% off. They've got some fall items, some pretty cool fall T-shirts that are on sale for $9.99. And they've got licensed EKU apparel coming soon, just in time for the next Colonel football game. That's right around the corner. EKU will be back at home in a couple of weeks, and they've got everything you could want to cheer on the Colonels right here at Campus Warehouse. Get on over here. If you're a UK fan, they got Kentucky stuff as well. They got license plates, hats, everything you'd want to cheer on your favorite team here at Campus Warehouse. And, you know, I know my wife likes to wear the fall T-shirts, the themed stuff. They got a lot of cool stuff here at Campus Warehouse
with pumpkins
to really help you set out.
You know, fallish stuff, sweatshirts.
It's decorated really cool as well. They had us set it up here today with a nice little decoration for football. And if you're looking for your team's favorite stuff, if you've got a Kentucky fan in your life or an EKU fan, get on over here to Campus Warehouse. They got everything you need to set your fan apart. It's now time for our first commercial break. Folks, we'll come back here at Campus Warehouse. We'll talk to Coach Chris Prothrill, the new head baseball coach over at EKU. And we've got an interview with Micah Swim from over at Estill County. Lots more to get to, folks, here live on the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show.
I'm Michelle. And I'm Jennifer. And in the spring of 1992, Bishop Small Engine Repair was born in our mom and dad's barn in Estill County.
Then in the fall of 1992, we made the move to Madison County, where we are today. With the support of our family, customers, and community, we have continued to grow in the outdoor power industry. With a full line of products from Cupcadet, Grasshopper, Echo, and Shindawa, we can help you tackle your yard so you can enjoy it with your family. Bishop Small Engine Repair, where our focus is our customer. Stop on in, 119 North Estill Avenue in Richmond. We can't wait to see ya.
Get the money you need now. Apply for a home equity line of credit at Cumberland Valley National Bank today, with no payments for 6 months and low rates. There's never been a better time to tap into your home's equity.
Who makes the best meal in Richmond? Nuevo Vallarta. Friendly service, a place that's good for kids and good for groups. Head to Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond. Nuevo Vallarta is known for warm hospitality, great prices, great food, and the best margaritas and fajitas in town. Doesn't a huge 32-ounce ice-cold beer sound great? Start with an appetizer, order a la carte, or choose from their huge menu of Mexican favorites for grown-ups and kids. Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond.
Patrick O'Neill has been serving Central and Eastern Kentucky since 1995. When someone is accused of something they didn't do, or when a good person makes a mistake, they need the best representation they can find. And that's Patrick O'Neill. Whether it's criminal defense, Social Security, disability, personal injury, workers' compensation, or deeds and wills. When you need legal advice, trust the expertise of Patrick O'Neill. He will get you the money you deserve. His office is located in Jackson, but Patrick practices all over Central and Eastern Kentucky. For more information or for a free consultation, call 606-666-2990.
Get the money you need now. Apply for a home equity line of credit at Cumberland Valley National Bank today, With no payments for 6 months and low rates, there's never been a better time to tap into your home's equity.
We're back here on the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show. Samantha Burford, Michael Watkins here with you folks live at Campus Warehouse today. Again, some great deals going on over here right now, but also great deals going on at Jack Burford Chevrolet. Check them out at jackburford.com to see the entire inventory. Got those new Chevys coming in all the time over at Jack Burford Chevrolet. And Samantha, real quick, we were live over on Thursday night for the Mad Pink game. Before we get to the Coach Pro Throw interview, Gage pulled off some highlights for us. It was a lot of back and forth action. I was really impressed with the young Madison Central team and how they played against the Madison Southern team, which has been one of the best in the region this entire shortened season.
Central came out on fire.
They did. They won the first set.
Yes.
But then lost the next three and lost the next two, won the fourth set, and then the fifth set came down to the wire, and it was a lot of back and forth action.
Battled it out. They were. I think they got really excited when their coach Jeremy
tore into
that
the referee.
red card.
Kind of tore into the official, got them fired up. But they got me fired up too up there. Took me back to my old days when I used to get technical fouls back in high school and when I coached for 1 year. But
did you start flexing your muscles and stuff?
I didn't have muscles to flex back in the day, and I still don't. So my fake muscles maybe. But it was fun, and these girls, a lot of good volleyball players out there for Coach
teams.
and for Coach Morrow. And the big deal about that game, yes, it was a good win for Southern, a tough loss for Central, but this was the Mad Pink game, and again, they're raising money for a local charity. This year, it was Mike's Kids Foundation in honor of former superintendent of Madison County Schools, Michael Caudill. And Coach Morrow sent me this email. She said, "Would you please tell Madison County thank you?" The Mad Pink game raised $844 in donations toward Mike's Kids Scholarship Foundation. Both schools will still collect money through the month of October. Their goal is to raise more than $1,000.
Wow, I think they can do it.
So here's what I'm going to do, okay? This is for me right now. If they are short, whatever they're short, I will donate my own money to get them to the $1,000 mark.
So here's what people need to know. If they want to donate, how do they do it?
So Gage is going to pull up here on the screen for us. You can send a check to either high school. So you look up the address for either school. Here it is on the screen. At Southern and at Madison Central, you can donate to either high school, write a check, and what you need to do in the check is put Pink Volleyball in the memo line.
Yeah, you got to do that because they're going to get that check, and the office is going to go, what is this? Yeah.
So it's a great way to raise money, again, for a local charity, and that's going at Madison Central and Madison Southern. You can get that information here on our Facebook page here, and you can send a check for any amount. They're trying to get to $1,000, and I'm going to tell Coach Morrow and Coach Grant, whatever you are short, I will donate whatever to get it to the $1,000. And if it's not short, if they do get to the $1,000 mark, I'll still put some money toward the foundation.
Excellent. I love it. And, I mean, if go to the game.
Yeah.
I think, let's see, Southern has a game tonight. Central has
their
a game tomorrow night.
The Southern game was postponed due to COVID. But the district championship, the district tournament starts next week.
Yeah.
They're doing it all in one day. So what they're going to have is the first round games. One first-round game will be at Berea. One first-round game will be at Southern. The district championship game will be that night at Madison Southern. That's next Tuesday. We will be live there for it next Tuesday. So that's going to take place next Tuesday at Madison Southern. We will be there for the district championship game. Between whoever that is that plays, we will be there next Tuesday night.
And I think, for the last how many seasons, Central and Southern have played each other again. So this is going to get exciting.
It will be a fun night. Listen, before we get into the interview with Coach Pro Thrill, let's take one more commercial break. We'll come back, and we'll hear from the new head baseball coach at EKU on the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show.
I'm Michelle. And I'm Jennifer, and in the spring of 1992, Bishop Small Engine Repair was born in our mom and dad's barn in Estill County.
Then, in the fall of 1992, we made the move to Madison County, where we are today. With the support of our family, customers, and community, we have continued to grow in the outdoor power industry. With a full line of products from Kopudet, Grasshopper, Echo, and Shindawa, we can help you tackle your yard so you can enjoy it with your family. Bishop Small Engine Repair, where our focus is our customer. Stop on in, 119 North Estill Avenue in Richmond. We can't wait to see you.
Get the money you need now. Apply for a home equity line of credit at Cumberland Valley National Bank today. With no payments for 6 months and low rates, there's never been a better time to tap into your home's equity.
Who makes the best meal in Richmond? Nuevo Vallarta. Friendly service, a place that's good for kids and good for groups. Head to Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond. Nuevo Vallarta is known for warm hospitality, great prices, great food, and the best margaritas and fajitas in town. Doesn't a huge 32-ounce ice-cold beer sound great? Start with an appetizer, order a la carte, or choose from their huge menu of Mexican favorites for grown-ups and kids. Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond.
Patrick O'Neill has been serving Central and Eastern Kentucky since 1995. When someone is accused of something they didn't do, or when a good person makes a mistake, they need the best representation they can find. And that's Patrick O'Neill. Whether it's criminal defense, Social Security, disability, personal injury, workers' compensation, or deeds and wills, when you need legal advice, trust the expertise of Patrick O'Neill. He will get you the money you deserve. His office is located in Jackson, but Patrick practices all over Central and Eastern Kentucky. For more information or for a free consultation, call 606-666-2990.
Get the money you need now. Apply for a home equity line of credit at Cumberland Valley National Bank today. With no payments for 6 months and low rates, there's never been a better time to tap into your home's equity.
Back here on the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show, and Samantha has done a little wardrobe change for us, showcasing some of the clothes here at Campus Warehouse. That's a really cool shirt.
I may have to take this home. No, I'll pay for it first.
Yeah. Well, listen, if she takes off running, I'll chase after her. You ain't got to worry about it. I'll chase after her. But
you run?
I run when something's chasing me. That's about the only time.
Well, I got these big heels on, too, so you probably catch me.
All right. Well, we appreciate Campus Warehouse again for letting us hang out here on a Monday night for the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show. We'll be live back at Jack Burford next Monday here for the show. But Samantha, again, we're talking about everything going on here with local sports. EKU just hired a new baseball coach.
Yes.
Edwin Thompson did such a great job of putting this program back to where it belonged, making some big names go down.
He has moved on, and so sad.
Georgetown.
But we're excited about the new coach, too.
Just the Coach Pro, when I talked to him last week, this guy's very excited. He's very energetic, and he's a great, great, great coach. And we're going to hear from him here in this interview with the new head baseball coach, Coach Pro.
Coach, first of all, congratulations on the job. Welcome to EKU in Madison County. What was the main thing that attracted you to the job here at Eastern?
So there's a couple different answers to that question, and they're both pretty simple. So obviously I had paid attention over the last couple of years about the trajectory of the program. And my recruiting experience over the last couple of years, I had seen the type of student athletes that were getting recruited here. And especially from an emphasis on diversity and ability and all of it that goes along with that I knew there was a good foundation in place from a baseball perspective. But for me, the biggest reason was, though the most attractive part of it, was when I came on campus from a on-campus interview, was able to meet with some people involved with the athletic department, to actually see campus for the first time, to see the facilities. I told Matt Roan, our athletics director, that everything that I saw, every person that I met with, was better than I expected. And I remember riding in the truck with him at the end of that interview, and I said, I'm just waiting for the rug to get pulled out from under me. I got to be honest with you. Because I don't know if my expectations were too low, if my ignorance put me at a low expectation level, or either this place is just really, really good. But I was blown away with the university, the campus. Again, the people in the athletic department that I met with, they want to be good. They want to be great. I believed them when I was here. And then again, I know this is not the typical situation a first-time head coach finds himself in. The program's in a pretty good spot. That's all credit to Coach Thompson and the assistants that were here before, and ultimately the players that are here that I get to coach right now. Is that, this is not a program that's floundering. This is not a program where something egregious has happened, or that they need to learn how to win after losing for a long time. There's some things that need to get better, and there's some things that we'll need to improve on, because that's the nature of life and baseball. But for the most part, the foundation is in place for a run at, a championship level type of expectation.
Well, your success as a recruiter is well known, and you touched on that. That was one thing that Matt Roan told me yesterday, and that's what he said in the announcement whenever it was made as well. There are some local players on the team already that played baseball here at high school in Madison County. Do you think having some good local baseball programs and having some of that good crop of local talent will make it easier for you to put good classes together at EKU?
Oh, it's critical. If you look across the country, the the steadiness, the constant or the consistency in programs that are good for an extended period of time tend to find themselves in, quote unquote, baseball hotbeds.
Yeah.
They have access and rather immediate access to good players in the surrounding areas around their campus. And so from what I've heard and the people that I've spoken with, we find ourselves in the part of Kentucky that there's a lot of good baseball. And so that is outstanding. And what's great to know and to be have firsthand information on is that what we have here at Eastern Kentucky University as a product, and namely that's an educational footprint and situation that the university is in, is we have something to sell those people that this is an attractive option for them. Because you could be in the middle of the greatest baseball hotbed in the country. If you don't have a good product to sell them, then good luck getting them to come. But that's not the case here. We have something to sell. It's a fantastic university. The campus has a unique feel to it for me. It's beautiful. There has been a commitment on campus from a capital project standpoint, from an investment from the administration into making the buildings and the resources here available to both professors, faculty, staff, and the students on campus to be second to none. And then that has carried over into the athletic department. We have something to sell them. Our facilities, there may be some better in the Ohio Valley Conference, but I need to go visit them to confirm it. We have what we need from a facility standpoint to be super competitive. And there are people in place that, again, are super attractive from a recruiting standpoint, that you can put a prospective student athlete in front of them on campus, and it'll be immediately apparent how much they care about the university. It'll be immediately apparent how much they want to support the athletic department in general and the baseball program in specific. And it'll be immediately apparent that they believe we can win. And that's why I'm here. And that's why I think we'll be able to recruit the mess out of the surrounding areas. And there will be a premium put on that. There will be an emphasis put on that. I'm not going to be that guy that says, oh, we're going to put a fence up around Lexington and Richmond. And I mean, how cliche is that? But the recruits will get to know us because we'll be relentless in our pursuit of them, of the ones that fit here and that can provide a positive impact on the community, the campus, and the university, do their due diligence in the classroom, and then ultimately help us win on the baseball field.
Well, going back to your history, again, recruiting is something that you're very well known for. What do you think is the biggest key to your personal success as being a recruiter?
Being able to develop relationships has been the number one thing. I think if people who I have recruited, people I am recruiting, players on this team, they would say that's my biggest strength is developing relationships. And I've told those guys here on the campus with us right now, I said, do I think I'm the greatest baseball coach in the history of baseball or in the world or in the country right now? I said, I can look at you across this desk and tell you that the odds of that being true are extremely low from a baseball standpoint. But they hired me here because they believed me when I told them that I would have your best interest at heart and that I would do everything that I could to make sure that everything that you ever wanted for your experience at Eastern Kentucky University and moving forward, everything you've ever wanted to happen for you will come true with my help. And so I think that's the biggest thing any young person wants from someone who's recruiting them, is asking them to come be a part of an organization with them, is does this person, number one, have my best interest at heart in the decisions that they make? And number two, and probably this should be number one, when they tell me something, do I trust them? Do I believe it? And I think for me, that's kind of how I've tried to live my life, because the most successful coaches I've been around have been that way. And my parents demanded it of me as they raised me. And so I think that's why, from a recruiting standpoint, we have a chance to be successful because of the people that are in this with me. If I'm responsible for the direction of it, that's how I'll demand it be done as well.
There's been a very strong tradition of baseball at EKU dating back to the Turkey Hughes days and even more recently with Coach Thompson. What do you think the biggest key to continuing that success that we've had more recently will be?
Good players. Number one, good players. Being able to develop and maintain relationships in the surrounding area, to be competitive recruiting regionally when we need to be, and then to fill in the gaps nationally if that needs to be the case. It's always going to start and stop with the players. But it's recruiting the right types of players. So there's players here right now with the correct ability and skill level to help us win. Hopefully what they have, and I'm just getting to know them, is the makeup, the character, the work ethic to be able to deal with it when times get hard. And I looked at our schedule for 2021. There will be some hard times. They're coming. And that's okay. We welcome that because such is life. But that's my answer is, to be able to have the right people around all of us, the people that are on staff here, and namely the players that have ability, that have skill, but want to do things right, are not afraid that things are going to be tough, because baseball is hard. They want to do the work and put themselves in the best position they can be to be successful, but also know that, especially in baseball, guarantees you nothing. That at some point it's going to be pretty difficult anyway, and you're probably going to lose anyway. And you got to be able to get up the next day and want to do it all again. Yeah. That's the kind of people we need. That's how it'll keep going where it's been. The trajectory is great in this program, and I told those players that when we met with them for the first time the other day. But I also told them that when I showed up, there wasn't a replica of a 2019 championship ring on my desk. There wasn't a banner being hung in the bleachers for the 2020 conference championship team, because those things didn't happen. Some because it was taken out of their control, and others because it did not happen. And so there's still work to be done. And right now it's not about the players that we're going to recruit. It's about the players that are on campus. Those will always be the most important ones that you have in your program, is the ones that you have currently. And so what we'll do is we'll be relentless to try to put them in position to be successful and to give themselves a chance every time out to achieve victory.
We're back on the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show. Samantha, again, sporting one of the new fall shirts.
That's right. We talked about Eastern. Had to put on my maroon.
And that's a cool shirt, too, because it's got the Kentucky, the entire state on there in the EKU colors. And Coach Pro, again, what a great interview he is. A very energetic guy, and I like what EKU's doing, bringing these young, energetic coaches in. And those guys want to win. They're hungry to win, but they're also wanting to bring in the right kids into this program.
And they know they had such a good program last year. They want to keep that alive. So I'm looking forward to watching them this season.
Speaking of the young kids, we're going to jump from college to middle school. Gage got some highlights from the middle school games from this past week. We were over at Madison Central for the CMSAC Conference Championship games. It was Rockcastle County and Foley in the 6th grade game. Foley and Rockcastle County also in the 7th grade game, and then Foley and Clark Moores in the 8th grade game. Rockcastle won the 6th grade game. Foley won the 7th grade. Clark Moores winning the 8th grade. And
they just spread the love for every grade.
One thing that I noticed calling these middle school games we've done quite a few of them over the last month or so. The future of girls basketball in Madison County is very, very in very, very good hands.
Can you imagine if we only had one high school?
Yeah.
And like all those girls were coming to one school? It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? How exciting would that be?
Well, when you look at over at Foley, you got the young French girl, the 7th grader. She is going to be
a star.
Like, she's going to be maybe the best player in the region by the time she gets older. You got Lacey Sandlin's another good 7th grader for Foley. You got some of the 8th graders. Ashlyn Eastep, her older sister Reese, is a basketball player and a volleyball player for Southern now. Ashlyn's going to be a very good player. And then over at Central, you got the Campbell twins. You got Guerra, who's a good player. Natia Strader. Now, Strader got injured in the 8th grade game. A very scary injury. She was in a lot of pain. Do continue to remember her in your thoughts and prayers as this young lady would be playing high school basketball. She's an 8th grader, but she would be getting some minutes on the varsity team for Madison Central and Coach Lovely. So keep her in your thoughts and prayers. I don't know the severity of the injury. I talked to Coach Campbell. He did give me an update. It's not an ACL tear. It is a bad injury, maybe a meniscus. I can't remember what the text message said, but keep her in your thoughts and prayers.
Hopefully, she's going to be out for a while.
We can see her back out there very soon. But again, Madison Central's got some good young players coming up. Madison Southern with Foley and Ferristown that I've seen a lot of really good young talent. And over at Cottle as well, Trey Skaggs' little sister. There was a last name's Long that played for Cottle. A lot of really good young basketball players coming through the ranks right now in these middle schools. And, again, when you look at these high schools, you have to have good feeder programs. We're going to be calling a Cottle game next week. Next Thursday night, we'll have Cottle football on the airwaves for you, so that's going to be and exciting to see how they're trying to repeat a state championship from last year. And you're seeing the success of these young kids really show out right now with Kenyatta Harge playing as a freshman for Madison Central's football team. We've seen it on the basketball court in the last couple of years. Yeah, Brady's hurt right now, but you're seeing it with these young kids getting early minutes on the high school teams. And that just goes to show you that I think that we have the right coaches in the right places of these middle school teams, and even over with soccer as well with Madison Middle.
Yeah, switching over to soccer, girls soccer. The Madison Middle School let me make sure I say it right. Not only are they the regular season champs, they were undefeated, 8-0, and they were also the conference champions. How exciting for that.
That's a lot. Again, talent.
We're talking a lot about girls.
Yeah.
Basketball,
volleyball,
and soccer. Yes, and volleyball. And just think, a couple years ago, you were like, a girls volleyball.
I never even thought about it before.
You hadn't?
But again, we're opening up our mind, and we're trying to cover more sports. We're trying to cover more teams. And again, with talking about undefeated, Clark Moore's, their girls basketball team, an undefeated conference regular season back-to-back years, and conference champions in the tournament back-to-back years. So, again, talent all up and down the grades, getting to the boiling point when they get to be older. And we're seeing it now with Coach Curtis, who's the head coach of Southern, Coach Lovely over at Madison Central. They have got some really good young talent coming through the ranks, and I'm sure they're excited to eventually get to coach these young ladies and have them be a part of their program.
Yeah, wouldn't you? I mean, I'm excited about what's coming up.
Well, and both coaches were at the conference championship games. Josh Curtis had been doing the book all year long for Foley, and Coach Lovely was there to watch Clark Moore's as well. Yeah. So they know what's coming up. They're excited.
A little bit of scouting, but, they're anticipating.
Well, they're cheering on their future players, and some of those girls already getting minutes. We've seen Strader and the Campbell girls get minutes last year for Madison Central in what was a district championship team. And now Coach Curtis, the new head coach at Southern, their third coach in 3 years, he's excited to see what he's got coming up as well. And they lost a few seniors. They still got Cornelison, Macy Daniels, Estep, some of those girls coming back. But we might see some of these 8th graders get some minutes for the Southern team.
Yeah, so that'll be fun.
We are live here at Campus Warehouse in the Richmond Center here in Richmond, next to Buffalo Wild Wings. Come on out, folks. They've got some really good deals for you. They're $9.99 fall shirts. They've got some cool fall shirts for you. Put those on, and if they're T-shirts, if it gets cold, you can buy one of these hoodies or something to put underneath it.
Yeah, they got some major hoodies over there on that table.
They've got EKU apparel, and coming soon, they're going to have officially licensed DKU apparel. So that's coming soon here to Campus Warehouse in the Richmond Center. We've got time for one more commercial break, folks. We'll come back here and we'll talk to Micah Swim, who is a football player at the University of the Cumberlands. He is a former Estill County engineer. We'll ask him about how he thinks the football program is over right now at Estill County under Coach Markham, who he was a senior in Coach Markham's first year, so we'll ask him about that.
And his dad was an assistant, right?
Yeah, and I think it was Coach Swim's birthday over the weekend, so happy birthday to Coach Swim as well.
Absolutely.
So we'll hear that when we come back. We are live here at Campus Warehouse on the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show.
I'm Michelle. And I'm Jennifer. And in the spring of 1992, Bishop Small Engine Repair was born in our mom and dad's barn in Estill County.
Then in the fall of 1992, we made the move to Madison County, where we are today. With the support of our family, customers, and community, we have continued to grow in the outdoor power industry. With a full line of products from Kokudet, Grasshopper, Echo, and Shindawa, we can help you tackle your yard so you can enjoy it with your family. Bishop Small Engine Repair, where our focus is our customer. Stop on in, 119 North Estill Avenue in Richmond. We can't wait to see ya.
Get the money you need now. Apply for a home equity line of credit at Cumberland Valley National Bank today, with no payments for 6 months and low rates. There's never been a better time to tap into your home's equity.
Who makes the best meal in Richmond? Nuevo Vallarta. Friendly service, a place that's good for kids and good for groups. Head to Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond. Nuevo Vallarta is known for warm hospitality, great prices, great food, and the best margaritas and fajitas in town. Doesn't a huge 32-ounce ice-cold beer sound great? Start with an appetizer, order a la carte, or choose from their huge menu of Mexican favorites for grown-ups and kids. Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond.
Patrick O'Neill has been serving Central and Eastern Kentucky since 1995. When someone is accused of something they didn't do, or when a good person makes a mistake, they need the best representation they can find. And that's Patrick O'Neill. Whether it's criminal defense, Social Security, disability, personal injury, workers' compensation, or deeds and wills, when you need legal advice, trust the expertise of Patrick O'Neill. He will get you the money you deserve. His office is located in Jackson, but Patrick practices all over Central and Eastern Kentucky. For more information or for a free consultation, call 606-666-2990.
Get the money you need now. Apply for a home equity line of credit at Cumberland Valley National Bank today. With no payments for 6 months and low rates, there's never been a better time to tap into your home's equity.
Back here on the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show. Folks, don't forget, if you're looking for a new Chevrolet, Jack Burford Chevrolet's got a ton of them. New inventory arriving daily over at Jack Burford Chevrolet. You can check out their entire inventory online at jackburford.com. Samantha Burford and myself here at Campus Warehouse on the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show. You can see one of the nice shirts they've got available here at Campus Warehouse. Samantha's got that on, sporting it for us. And
Vanna White. Just call me Vanna.
You know, I was going to put one on, Samantha, but didn't want to mess up my hair. You know.
You know, you look like you could rob a bank, is what you look
I got
like.
my mask
with your
on.
little gator thing on.
Yeah, it smells good. I washed
that's
it
good. That
over
means
the
you
weekend.
washed it.
Yeah, you got to wash them every so often,
You do have
too.
to wash them.
Yeah.
And then for girls, it looks like you could, like, you
Get
put
the lipstick
lipstick
on it.
on, and then
Yeah.
it's like, oh, it's getting all over my mask. Hey, we could probably stick our microphones down in there.
You're going to get some feedback if you do that. Well, we've been talking about all kinds of local sports. We had volleyball, soccer, middle school girls basketball, football, obviously. And a former Estill County Engineer football player, Micah Swim, had a great year. Got injured last year for Coach Jordan Markham, but finished off with a good season. He is now playing football at the University of the Cumberlands. They have moved their season to the late winter, early spring over there beginning in February. And I talked to Micah last week.
Cold.
Oh, yeah. I mean, football is already cold in the latter part of the year anyway, but when you begin it cold, it's going to be a little bit of a different feel. So we asked him about that.
And there's a new segment for us. This is kind of fun.
Where are they
excited.
now with Micah Swim from Estill County?
Micah Swim, freshman at the University of the Cumberlands, former Estill County engineer. And Micah, before we get into how things are going with you there, let's talk about what you've seen from the Estill County football team. Obviously, you were there for the first year under head coach Jordan Markham, and the team continues to improve under him in year two, even in a COVID year. So just talk about that program and what you've seen and your experiences there as an engineer.
Yeah, coach is doing really well. He's replaced a whole lot of kids that started last year, and he's doing really well. Got a couple of kids come out, and there's some playmakers. They put up a lot of points against Breathitt and Linkamp, and they're doing really well.
You know, when you look back at your high school career, is there anything that you wish you would have done different?
No, not really. I mean, I did the best of my ability, do what I needed to do. I mean, it's more of a team thing. So, I mean, there's nothing I really want to take back. I mean, it was fun, and I got to where I wanted to go.
Well, you are at the University of the Cumberlands. Talk about how everything is going there. And, you know, as a freshman in college, you know, you're used to getting from class on to class on time, having to get up yourself for the first time. But, you know, during a COVID year, things are a little bit different. So what's it like right now at the University of the Cumberlands?
Well, for me personally, so I'm on the IR currently. I broke my foot on the first day, so my day starts at 7:30 for physical therapy. Then I got class from 9 to 12, and then we go to the field every day.
So, well, are you going to redshirt this year? Kind of what's the plan with everything there?
I don't know. I haven't really talked to him yet. I get an X-ray next week, and we'll go from there. I've been in a boot and a cast for 5 weeks, so it's up in the air right now.
Well, you know, to talk about the team and just how, you know, things are going, you know, as with the season still kind of delayed and getting ready for football over there, what are you all doing to get ready for the season?
A whole lot of running and lifting. There ain't much to it. We're getting better. We're doing a lot of football stuff. We got a good portion of our offense coming back, and our defense is pretty solid still. I mean, we got playmakers everywhere there. It's unreal.
Well, you know, when you look at how things are over there, what's your favorite part of being able to play? I know you're not playing right now, but what do you think is going to be your favorite part of being out there with the guys?
Probably where I'm so I'm with the running back, so there's 20 of us. I mean, we're going to be like, we're with each other every day, especially during the year. It's just more control together with about 20 kids instead of 50 that you see every day, but it's more football oriented, and that's all we got to worry about.
Yeah. Well, what's the strangest thing that you've had to do, that you used to do for football that's different now because of the pandemic that's going
on? Definitely wearing masks in the weight room. That messes with me, and we're spaced out all across the field. And like we got cones everywhere on the field where we can't cross, and it's a lot, but we're getting stuff done. So
do you still talk to those guys quite a bit?
To like Dylan and all
that? Yeah.
A little bit. I mean, it's kind of hard where everybody's schedule's so messed up. I mean, I try to talk to kids after the game, but no, not really, because all I'm worried about is football right now.
Well, I know when you played at Estill County, your dad was, part of the coaching staff. What's it like not having him out there with you now?
I mean, it's nothing really. I mean, he's more of a coach.
Yeah.
I mean, he's my coach. I mean, now I got a whole position coach instead of about 4 or 5 that I rotated with. So I'm with Coach Iyer and Coach Donahue a whole lot. So.
Well, what are you most looking forward to about the season once it gets going?
Whenever February rolls around, we're playing conference as soon as we hit the ground. I'm excited.
Well, with that being said, is it going to be different playing ball in the spring, or is that what you would?
Yeah.
February is not the spring technically, so is it going to be?
Yeah.
You think?
I mean, it's the way that we usually do it is like we report August and we start playing in September. So that's not going to be too bad. We're going to be coming off of Christmas break and we're going straight into pads and going because we play in February. And then, I mean, I like the cold. I mean, ain't nothing wrong with that. But the little Florida boys, they might shiver a little bit.
Them mountain boys a little bit different, aren't they? They're built a little bit different.
Yeah, there's about 12 of us out of 70 in my class.
Wow.
From Kentucky.
Well, Mike, I appreciate the time, my man. Before we let you go, is there anything you'd like to say to the folks back in Estill County or any of the folks that are watching?
No, not really.
Okay. Well, I appreciate the time, my man. Good luck this year. Looking forward to catching up to you and seeing how things go with football season. Again, you all going to be playing in the spring this year, so good luck with that. And hopefully that foot gets healed up and you're going to be out there playing in the spring.
All right. Thank you.
Back here on the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show. Appreciate Micah taking the time out of a little rehab session to get the foot injury there. And hopefully he's back and ready to roll for spring football season over there at the University of the Cumberlands.
Every week I should guess. Like, you should give me clues, and I should guess
who the player is. That would be cool,
the player's going to be.
Yeah, okay. So, again, if you are a former player, we're looking to get some interviews. I've got a few more in mind that I really want to reach out to. But if you're a former player, would like to come on the Where Are They Now segment here on the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show, would love to have you on. So, we got a lot of sports we've been covering, Samantha. This week, not as busy as some weeks have been. Next week will be busy. But we've got 2 games on Friday night. We're going to team up with Prep Spin again to cover 2 football games for you Friday night, beginning with Madison Central and GRC. And then we'll also have Madison Southern taking on West Jessamine. Both those games will be live on the WBON TV, Facebook, and YouTube channels. The Central game will also be on our website and on the Roku channel. So that'll be coming up this Friday night. The Southern game will only be on Facebook and YouTube. So keep that in mind if you are a Southern fan and you're looking for a way to watch the game.
And radio.
Yeah,
right?
You can listen to it on radio, 106.7 The Pinnacle for Southern, and for Central, 92.5 WEKY. So that's all coming up this week on Friday night, high school football. Next week, we'll have the district championship for you in volleyball, and we'll have the Caudle Middle School football game next Thursday, and then we'll have high school football again next Friday. So back at it next week, being a busy week, but this week only a couple of football games Friday night. Should be 2 very good games as Central and GRC both trying to jockey for position within the district. Last year, both games were very competitive games. Central losing both to GRC in the regular season and in the first round of the district tournament. But, again, Central trying to figure some things out. Israel is a dandy of a player. He's been injured this year over at GRC, but if he comes back and plays against Madison Central, that game could have a lot riding on the victory, whoever could pull that game out.
Yeah, and we're hoping Central gets a few kinks worked out, Parents.
Yeah.
Parents.
So, and again, I'm not criticizing
knocking 'em.
anybody, a coach or a parent.
No.
I just want to see everybody happy.
We're
You know,
happy
We're
people.
happy. I don't know if you are all the time. You know, I see you get happier when I come around, though. Is that true?
That's true.
Okay.
It's true.
You're just trying to butter me up so I'll buy you that shirt before you leave.
Is that an option?
It might be.
I like it.
Estill County will be back on the road if everything goes according to plan. The Engineers are currently scheduled to play Garrett County at Garrett County, and we'll try to get that game for you. So from what I've been told, the Jackson County game that Estill County had canceled has been rescheduled now for October 30th, and the Powell County game, as of now, is off the table. So there will not be any Powell County, Estill County football game this year.
That's disappointing because that's a huge, huge rivalry.
Yeah, but again, you're just trying to get your district games in. Estill County trying to move some things around to get those games in.
And that
make
is
sure
the
they
same
do get to
night,
play 'em.
right? That Central plays Southern.
Same night Central plays Southern. That's where we'll be, obviously. Glad to have you along, folks, on the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show. It's a lot of fun here at Campus Warehouse. Again, come over and check out the great deals. They've got $9.99 fall T-shirts on sale for $9.99, and they've got a lot of options to choose from. If you're looking for something to wear to a Halloween party, or just maybe to wear to like a Halloween dance, or something to work, maybe a Halloween get-together at work, you can check that out here at Campus Warehouse. And very soon they are going to have officially licensed EKU apparel here at Campus Warehouse. They've already got some EKU and Kentucky shirts and hats and license plates and all kinds of cool stuff here.
But if you want to wear the color, you can just wear the maroon.
There you go.
Represent Kentucky.
And represent the Colonels and Kentucky Stitch. So it's a win-win for you.
It's a win-win.
And we can't forget about our presenting sponsor, Jack Burford Chevrolet. Check them out at jackburford.com for all the new Chevrolets that come into Jack Burford Chevrolet. You can go over there. They got all kinds of good salesmen that'll take care of you. And of course, Ricky Middleton over at the service area does a great job over there as well.
Real quickly, I'll tell you, up front they've got their ribbon, their pink ribbon.
It's
for breast
huge.
Cancer
awareness.
It's taller than me. It's difficult to get it on the building, but you know it is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. We talked about the volleyball and how to donate.
Notice from the Social Security Disability Helpline.
So you know. They're celebrating Breast Cancer Awareness Month there, too.
And again, folks, before we go off the air, remember, wash your hands, social distance, and do your part to slow the spread of this coronavirus. The numbers have been high statewide, not as much here in Madison County. But, again, we have to do our part. As soon as we go off the air, Samantha and I will mask up. Gage has had his on the entire time.
He did.
And when Halloween rolls around, keep in mind that a Halloween mask is not necessarily a COVID mask. So keep that in mind as the Halloween holiday rolls around
Festivities.
here. Yeah, there you go. Festivities. That's a better
word. Halloween hoedown.
Folks, stay safe. We appreciate you hanging out with us. We'll see you Friday night, high school football. Central and Southern both on the airways this Friday with our help from our friends over at Prep Spin. Until then, we'll see you on WBONTV.com. This has been the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show.